there, everybody. My name is Marcos, and we are the BarCast. I can be a creative recruiter. I'm here with
Cornelius, the Harley dude, and I cannot hear myself.
There you go.
That's better.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Cornelius, the Harley dude, we are here, and we are very, very excited, actually, to have this guest here. We're going to let this brother introduce himself and his organization. Good, sir.
I'm going to go ahead and scoot up a little bit because that way you can see it. It's Richard Herr. I'm the executive director for Osceola Response Team.
Nice. So what does the response team do?
Where do we
let's
start?
jump in right there.
Okay, well, we start with, we have a concept that we came out with about a year ago that we have freezers that if somebody's hungry, all you got to do is walk up to it, open it, take some food out. At the same time, if you have extra food, you can open up the freezer and put the food right back in the freezer. That's the main thing that we've been doing lately is the freezers. We do have life coaches. We do help elderly. We have events. We have a freezer truck. We have a box truck that's 20 foot. It's fully equipped with shoes, pants, clothes, work clothes, all kinds of stuff for your house.
Right.
Say your house burns down tomorrow. We're gonna bring that truck out there and you can grab the clothes. You can grab as much stuff as you want to grab. I mean, we never charge nothing. We also have bounce houses. We have things like that for the events that we don't charge for nothing.
Right.
Nothing at all.
Right.
The main thing right now is the food. Because everybody's in need of food, and it's not even about the homeless no more. It's about people that are just struggling, can't pay their bills.
Facts.
It's hard.
Yep.
Now we are rolling into hurricane season. I think it's like 23, 24 days away. We're fully equipped with a storm relief team, and we also have a Melbourne, Florida team that we have storm trucks, and we go right in the middle of the eye. We collect the data and report back. I'm a storm spotter for NOAA. And we just get things busy. After the storm leaves, we pray to Jesus above that there ain't a lot of disaster,
Right.
a lot of cleanup because you never want to, you never want to wish that.
Right.
But the reality is reality. Let's speak it. We clean up the stuff.
Right. Just for the record, real quick.
Yes, sir.
NOAA, just for people watching who don't know what NOAA is, what does NOAA stand for?
It's the weather station. We have at Melbourne. I mean, it's all over the place. It's
right.
But look, before we get off the topic, I want to make sure people know that if they don't have insurance, if they don't have no money, because this is something that people need to really listen to.
Right.
There's FEMA, there's everybody else.
Right.
But with us, all we ask is take pictures of your house around everywhere. All the way around, take video, take everything before the storm. Just in case you have, your house is tore up. You call us. We don't go through insurance. We don't do any of that. We don't even deal with FEMA when it comes to that stuff. We just knock it out for you and take care of it. No cost. So,
wow.
No cost.
Wow.
So that's up to you if you want to do your, whatever you got going on. But we focus on the people that have, no insurance, no money. And we do total cleanup. I mean, we will cut the tree out and get it out of your house.
And that's huge right now, right?
That's big.
Yeah.
Because this whole thing with the last year, the hurricanes tore up a lot of Southwest Florida.
It did.
Around the Gainesville area, the big hurricane came through. And so that's been the biggest thing for the past year, I think, is just insurance. So you guys are saying.
What we're saying is we ain't going to charge you.
If people reach out to your organization.
Yeah.
Osceola Response Team.
Yes.
That's something that you guys do for free. So just for the people watching.
Yes.
That's pretty amazing. Number one.
Yeah.
I want to back up for just a second. I want to slow this train down. Just a second.
Okay.
I want to pump the brakes. So I'm a part of the Kissimmee Facebook page.
Yep.
I think you are as well.
Yep.
And so I had noticed several posts from the Osceola Response Team.
Yep.
And so I was just like, wow, man, like, this is interesting.
Yeah.
And so,
I keep it interesting.
Right, absolutely.
I do.
I mean, I think it's amazing. Interesting is not even the right word.
Yeah.
It really is amazing. And so I spoke to my brother here, Marcos.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, man, reach out to these brothers or sisters. Reach out and see if they want to be on the show and tell about who they are.
Yeah.
And then so he did.
Yeah.
And now we're here.
Now we're here.
Oh, yeah.
So then I took a little deeper dive into your YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah.
And I just want to say personally, I was more than impressed. This is typically a political type show.
Yeah.
More what's going on, what's happening. And I just thought, wow, man. So I just want to say thank you personally from us for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and sit and talk to people and share what you guys do, share how it started, the passion that you guys have. So this is going to be a fun segment, to say the least. So segueing into that, could you please tell us, how did Osceola Response Team start?
Oh, yeah. Well, my dad had a landscape company. I'm 51 years old. He been here my whole life. My dad had a landscape company, and he always did storm cleanup work for free. Not a lot of people like that. You know, they like to make money when it comes to storms. They like to make money.
Especially in Florida.
Yeah, that's just reality.
Absolutely.
My dad, he he ain't think that way, which is good. It was amazing because it taught me.
Right on.
But we're the ones that did 1997, the tornadoes over here at right by Lakeside and Ponderosa Campground. I'm the one that actually was looking for Fifi. Fifi's the dog of the owner.
Okay.
And this is when I was like maybe forced. No, I was older than that, maybe 21. Whatever. I was younger than I am now.
Right on.
I can move. Right on. But we got things done, and after that, it was just something that my dad always did.
Wow.
And then he started getting the city contracts. We cut the palm trees for the city of Kissimmee and did a bunch of stuff for them and the county and stuff like that. But recently, about 5 years ago, my dad passed away.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Stage 4 lung cancer. He smoked cigarettes and wouldn't stop. But before he passed away, I never knew it was going to turn out like this because it was all about money and not really money, but working. A lot of bills to pay. You got to work. You got to get things done. So we worked hard. When the storms weren't here. Yeah. So when we realized that he only had a week left to live, they said,
wow.
I learned all about kinds of medicines. What could I do for my dad to get him, 3 years later.
I hear you.
Wow.
This is when the pandemic, the what was it? COVID
was
happening and all that.
Pandemic, yes.
We're driving around and we're enjoying ourselves.
Right.
And it was God. It was God.
Absolutely.
He worked it out that a way that I could spend my days with my dad.
Right on.
We had some fun. And I got a bunch of pictures.
Right.
We had our fun. And he always asked me, him and my mom were staying with me, and every night he'd ask me, can I go home? I said, no, Dad, I need you here. We got business to run, and this is before the nonprofit.
Right.
So one night he caught me off guard. He said, come and watch some wrestling with me. I said, okay. And I don't really normally watch that with my dad. I really don't watch not really violent stuff, but I'm not really into the boxing stuff.
Right. I got you.
But he caught me off guard. And I still remember that night. I was sitting there watching this, saying to myself, man, I don't like boxing. My dad leans over and he goes, can I go home? I said, yeah, you can go home if you want.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The next day, I'm cleaning his butt. And this is just reality talk.
Absolutely.
We can make this show a reality talk.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
I was wiping his butt. I said, Dad, you okay? Yeah, I'm all right. Hurry up, man. I said, all right. I'm wiping his butt. And I said, all right, it's time to get up. Dad, it's time to get up.
Wow.
And he already went. He left.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how better God could have made that for me.
Fair.
And how much better he could have made it for my dad because, I have a son that plays video games. I'm praying to God, he is wiping my butt when I die.
Right, that's right.
I'm praying to Jesus above.
Right.
God.
Fair.
Me and him get along great.
Fair.
Not like the video games is playing. So if I can get in, wipe my butt, and I go, I'll be fine.
Amen. Right.
It was after that. It was after that. Probably around maybe a year and a couple of months, maybe a little bit longer. I try not to keep track of that time. You know, I miss my mom and dad.
Tough time.
And my mom didn't want to be alone. And I joined the CERT program for the county, which is a wonderful program. It's awesome. They teach you so much stuff. And I was doing a CERT program, and my mom was in the car every day with me.
Right.
And I knew I had to do more because she's just sitting in the car. You know, she couldn't walk that good. And my mom looked over at me one day and she goes, "Why don't we start our own thing?"
There you go.
I said, "Well, Mom, I kind of like where I'm at, but what would mean more to me than have my mom, be a legal part of something that we can start?" And
absolutely.
When she leaves, I'll just keep going.
Absolutely.
So we did, and ever since then, it's just been getting better and better.
Gotcha.
I still have. Go ahead.
No. Keep it on. Please keep going.
I still am friends with all the people. That Daniel and Bill, the people in the emergency management for Osceola. I'm still friends with them all. They're wonderful people. They're great people.
Right.
Every day that just goes by, it just gets better.
Fair.
And
wow.
How it is now, I'm doing this full time.
Right.
I still own my dad's company. I still have the things, but working wise, I work when I can.
Absolutely.
Because let me get back to how my mom left.
Please.
After we decided that we're going to start this, she looked over and she goes, "It'll be okay." And I'm saying to myself, "Mom, why would you say that?" She goes, "I'm just wanting to let you know everything's going to be fine. You just keep going forward. You keep pressing on."
Right.
Well, okay. And I think we were at a CVS pharmacy getting her medicine filled or something.
Wow. Yeah.
I didn't think nothing of it. In 2 days, I think it could have been the same night or maybe the next night. She started having stomach pain. I'm like, all right, well, I don't know what's going on, but I go to Celebration Hospital. They come back, "Hey, listen, your mom has COVID." I'm like, well, okay. I mean, she got COVID, but she come in for the chest pains. So they all started focusing on the COVID. Nothing about the stomach or chest or anything like that. A week later goes by. They're still worried about the COVID. She's actually getting worse. She's getting sepsis. She started going downhill.
Oh wow, yeah.
So finally, I just got to the point of, okay, Jesus, I gotta do something now. You know what I mean? And God just wanted to take her. He'd take her anyway. But I started raising my voice. I was like, "Listen, doctor, why? When she came in here for chest pains, I understand COVID's COVID. I mean, I know about COVID. I've learned all about it. But why is she getting worse? There's something wrong." He goes, "What do you mean chest pains?" I go, "Look at the computer, chest pains." He looks at the computer. "Oh my God." He goes, "Nurse, get her down to imaging right now." Goes down to imaging. She got a hole in her stomach bigger than a quarter.
Oh.
The whole week long, they've been telling me to feed her. Just give her some food. She's going to get better. Give her some food.
You shouldn't have been feeding
No.
her.
I shouldn't have. No.
Right.
So that minute they found that hole, they put her for emergency surgery. That day, she started getting better. And blood transfusion, vitals getting better. Everything was getting better. My son's there. I'm there. 10 o'clock at night. I think it was the same night that they did the surgery. Everything was going to be, my mom was going to come home. I'm happy.
Right.
Beep. I'm like, okay, hold on, wait a minute. So I'm at the point of what happened.
Yeah.
They come rushing in, compression. She comes back.
Oh,
that's the hardest thing to deal with. I don't know if you ever been lose somebody in your life.
I have not been there.
Leaving is one thing, but when they come back,
right,
you're like, oh my God, they're back.
Right, fair.
30 minutes later, they leave again.
Right.
I was ready to jump out the window.
I believe.
I'm ready. I'm looking for the window.
Right.
I'm leaving too, Mama. Come on, let's go.
Like this was too much.
It was way too much.
Right.
And it was just the surgery was done too late.
Right.
At the same time, I'm a really strong believer in Jesus.
Absolutely. I am too, by the way.
If God, number one, she didn't want to be here mentally no more.
Fair.
She missed my dad.
Mm-hmm.
They were, married for 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, if God wanted her here, she'd be here.
Fair.
I think that was when she departed this world, as when I looked at myself and I said, okay, we're gonna do this.
Right.
And I have not stopped since.
Perfect.
No.
So, and you guys have done it and done it and done it.
Yes.
And we
You can
walked,
take the credit.
well, thank you, good sir. It's amazing because as we spoke, I think off the air, I think we spoke earlier.
Yeah.
You guys are doing the freezer thing.
Yeah.
The freezer thing. I don't. So what it is there are freezers.
Yes.
That are at locations.
Yep.
Throughout Osceola or just Kissimmee?
Osceola, and now we're in Polk.
Okay, so Osceola County,
Yep.
Polk County, right?
Yep.
So there is a freezer that sits 2 blocks up at Broadway Pizza.
Yep.
And so we got here earlier, and so we were kind of pre-production meeting.
I was going to say pre-gaming, but yes.
Fair. Okay. Fair. Good, sir.
Yep.
So we walked over and we checked it out. The labeling, amazing. And it's amazing.
Yep.
What I really, though, want to get out to the people, first of all, well, hold on. 2 things. Number one, why the freezers?
Okay.
And the second question is, what do we do with frozen food for those less fortunate?
Okay, so the freezer concept, Jesus, it just popped in my head one morning, one night. In the beginning, we were picking up Publix, picking up food, and when they give you food, it expires on that day or maybe a couple of days out from that.
Fair.
And you don't want to give people expired food.
Fair.
So I'm like, what are we going to do to capture the time? And it popped in my head, freeze it.
Fair.
Because there's our biggest thing right now is Chick-fil-A, KFC chicken. It's already been cooked.
Right.
I could take that bag of chicken where, and I'm not saying that we're better than any other nonprofits, but it's just reality, man. Straight up. Let's be straight.
You're right.
People with a normal nonprofit pick up that chicken. You got to get rid of it that day.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Unless you're going to freeze it and you're going to take it to people and then go back and forth.
Right.
With this freezer concept, say for instance, we went through 39,000 pounds of food.
I believe
in 1 month.
I believe it.
Now, with the freezer, we picked up today. I can put that in the freezer, and that's good for. That's like hypothetically, if you do USDA, I think it's like 6 months. I don't even go by that. I just go by my mind.
Right.
I say 3 months.
Fair.
As you see, I don't know what was in the freezer when you saw it.
Fair.
But it's probably empty. That freezer over at Broadway will go empty within an hour.
Yes.
Oh, so
It's just
people are using it.
Now, from that Broadway pizza right there, the pizza bar, if it's empty, I don't know if you know this, all you got to do is walk over to the next street over and go to Abracadabra.
Fair.
Abracadabra ice cream was the first one that we had. It was one of the first places that we had the freezer.
So I'm with you 1,000%.
Yes.
I am one of eight children.
Oh, yeah.
My mother and my father, God rest their souls. My mother froze milk.
Yep.
She froze bread.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
She froze mainly milk and bread, the everyday things, but she froze everything.
Yep.
And I remember as a young adolescent, a young man, my mother she'd say, go out to that freezer, give me some bread. In the morning before school, we came home, we had a normal loaf of bread, right? So I totally understand it now.
And that's where I came up with the name.
Yep.
It's because I remember back in the day, my mom, they were also close that freezer door.
Right.
And guess what? We ain't closing the door. Now we're going to open that freezer door.
Right.
And that's how I came up with that name.
That's dope.
All the logos, the names, all that's come from this brain and Jesus.
I'm going to ask you in a few moments, and I do not mean to cut you off, my brother. So please cut me off. I'm really intrigued. So please don't let me go too far with this one.
And then the next thing is that you got to remember when it hits the freezer, you're lucky if it stays in. You know, the only things that are hard frozen is the chicken that we put in there, or beef or stuff like that.
Right.
When we get milk, it's not frozen. So we put milk in there. It's going to be gone within an hour. It ain't going to have time to freeze.
Right. Yes.
It ain't going to have time.
Hey, listen, you can freeze milk. My mother did it all of my life growing up.
Yeah.
We had frozen milk from Wick and things like that. Yeah. And we bring it out from school in the morning. Yeah. And when we got home, the end of the day, normal milk, safe to drink, and it was perfect. So
the next thing that people like about the freezer is a lot of people are on the go right now.
Yes.
Where else can you go? It's 2:00 in the morning. You don't have no money. Maybe your wife just threw you out. Fair. Maybe you have your kids in a hotel. Maybe whatever
real life stuff,
real deal,
real life.
Where are you going to go and go get some food?
That's amazing.
It's not locked. You open it up.
Right.
Food.
We actually opened it.
Oh man, this freezer's out. There's 13 of them around. Go find a freezer. If you got to walk, go walk. Because how I like to say is the people that are holding signs that say we're hungry. What do you mean hungry? Are you hungry right now?
Yeah.
I am starving. Go to the freezer.
Go to the freezer.
Now listen, you may not have graham crackers and honey and popcorn chicken like you want.
Right.
But if you're hungry,
you'll have something.
And there's food available.
Right.
There is the hunger.
Something. Right.
Yep. You're just being picky.
So let me ask this question. So we're talking about, we are with
Richard Herr,
the director of the Osceola Response Team.
Yes.
Okay. And so we're speaking about, if you're just joining us, right? So we're speaking about this, I will call it a freezer campaign where frozen food is literally put in freezers on public.
The concept.
Sure.
That's it.
Put in freezers, frozen. So I have a question. He actually brought to my attention one video about a lot of. Well, you go ahead. About the pizzas.
Was it the question that I asked you?
Yes.
So
yes,
I saw the pizza video. You guys filled a van full of pizza. You guys froze them and then put them in the freezer. I guess my question is if it's frozen at that point, I go and I need a pizza. I go in there, I get a frozen pizza. What's my next move? Because the thing is that if you have a frozen pizza, you have to find the place to, I guess, heat it up.
Yeah, I mean,
what would be the answer for someone in that kind of situation?
Actually, and I get a lot of people that talk about it, and depending on you have two different people. You got the homeless person that don't have a refrigerator or a stove. What they do is they let it fall out and they eat it cold.
I got you.
Okay,
I got
it. Just 3 weeks ago, I had to taste it for myself. I told
it's cooked pizza, so at the end of the day,
a lot of people like cold pizza.
I was like, no, listen. And I talked to Kara, my fiance, and I was like, how are you going to eat cold chicken? She goes, well, why don't you try it since you're feeding everybody? I said, okay. And it's not raw because it's Chick-fil-A.
Right. It's cooked.
So it's already been cooked.
No. Yeah, right.
I tried it. I was like, wow, that's pretty good. So
I see where he's going with this. Okay.
And the people that are struggling at home,
you just go home and heat it up. There you go. I mean, why didn't we think of it?
I did not.
No, why didn't you think of this? It was your question.
I was just standing in front of a freezer and I was like, well, where would I cook this? But that makes sense. If you're homeless, you take whatever you can get.
So I think what happened was...
Well, they could go to a gas station or they can,
That too.
Right. But what I think what happened is I think that you and myself too, I just lumped myself in with him because, well, this is what we do. What happened was I think we were very narrow-minded about those who use it.
We only thought about our point.
No, your problem is you guys weren't hungry.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no.
We saw it from our point of view.
Go to the freezer, stand in front of it when you're starving.
Well, no.
And you'll eat whatever.
Right? No. I totally agree with that. I guess what I'm saying is that we were only looking at it only from someone who's unsheltered, not someone who is in a home.
That just needs something.
That just needs food, right? So we were very, we're very narrow-minded. But that's a very great point. And so we were speaking about that in our pre-production meeting. And that makes perfect sense because I know from experience, you freeze food, it carries you. So That's
just
amazing.
delays the process, so that way we can have it available. Now, like I said, the chicken that we just dropped an hour ago,
It's gone.
It's going to be already gone by now. So we're not even have to worry about 3 months.
Right.
I'm just saying hypothetically.
Right.
It
You
can
know
last.
what I mean? We saved it. We just captured the time.
Right. So you folks are putting out freezers in Osceola County. Can we just real quick? What's our time, brother?
We got
quick.
5 minutes.
Okay, right. I want you to
I'm
drop.
fine with time. Let's go.
Perfect. I want you to drop a plug, man, for the people who are local. In Osceola, Polk, Orange, Seminole, surrounding counties, etc. Volusia, Brevard, and where people who will see this and hear this and share this with other people. How can they get a hold of you? How can they support? How can they help promote your cause?
Everything is all on OsceolaResponseTeam.org. They can donate there and Facebook too.
Okay.
If you have extra food at home,
Yes.
instead of letting it go bad, or you just stare at it every day when you open a freezer,
Right.
go drop it to one of these freezers.
Right.
I mean, that's how people can help. At the same time, people that are at home and you can't, you're balancing your checkbook and you're like, I can't pay the rent
Oh, fair.
because I got to pay the electric.
Fair.
So then, listen, don't buy no food. Go hit the freezer so you can pay both of them. You know what I mean? And then when
still
you get
have time to eat.
stable, then take care of the freezer later on, because that's what the food is there for. Just not for the homeless. I mean,
Right. And that's
It's
what.
for anyone that needs a meal.
yeah.
So
yeah.
let's be very, 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 very clear right now, because we were so narrow-minded.
Yep.
No fault of our own, of course. But this is for people who need food.
It's for
So
anybody that is struggling. Now, if
Right.
you have $1 million in the bank, I don't think you should go hit the freezer.
Yeah.
I think you got to go get some food
Right.
and give to the freezers.
Right. There you go.
But I'm not here to say no. I've had people in Teslas pull up, and I'll be looking at them crooked, and I'm like, "What are you thinking?" And they're like, "Listen, it don't look like it is." Back in the day, you could buy a vehicle
Yep.
and go trade it in,
Yep.
because even if you have negative equity, they still help you get out of it.
Yep.
Now you stuck.
Yep.
That's it.
Fair.
You know what I mean? You pay the vehicle or they come get it. That's it.
Right.
They want to come get it sometimes.
Right.
So when you're pulling up with a Tesla, his payment's $700. He can't get out of it.
Right.
Why? You think he's hitting a freezer?
Yep.
He's driving a damn Tesla.
And I love that, man. Not judging a book by its cover.
Because you don't know what it is.
Absolutely. What is our time? And because I'm obsessed
We got 3.
with time. I'm obsessed with time. So on this note, folks, listen. On Facebook, YouTube, please reach out if you are in the Osceola counties, specifically Kissimmee, but even Polk and surrounding counties of Central Florida. The Osceola Response Team. We're asking, please support these wonderful people and what they do. And you know what? I'm a man that I raised my daughter this way. I never ask you to do more than what I'm willing to do. How about that?
Well, that's the next thing too, is when the kids see the freezer. What do you think the kids see when they're eating on the porch at Broadway and they see these people coming up getting food out of there?
Sure.
What do you think? Mom, what are they doing? Honey, that's because they don't have money,
Yep.
number one. So that's telling them, well, I don't want to, I want to have money, Mom. And number two, wow, that's giving.
Absolutely.
So you're you know what I mean?
Wonderful segue to where's my bag at, sir?
Yep. Let me get that for you.
Please get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, here at the BarCast, Cornelius, the Harley dude, Marcos, the prude dude. This is what we do.
Okay.
So, brother, this is our bag. Richard, brother, this is our bag
Okay.
from the show to support your cause.
Okay.
And ladies and gentlemen, so just to give you guys a few examples, first of all, anything helps. Is that fair?
No.
Anything helps.
Anything.
And listen, if you travel, you know about Hudson if you travel. So
I go 620 miles a day.
right on, man.
I drive that.
So these folks could use all the help they could get.
Oh yeah.
Just a couple things that I put in my bag.
Yep.
And I want to challenge you, if you watch this show, I want to challenge you to reach out to these wonderful people and give them just a bag.
Yeah, anything.
Just a bag.
Anything.
This bag cost me like $40, number one. right? That money doesn't matter, but let's keep it realistic.
That's 40 million in blessings.
Yep. Hey man, I received that. Thank you, my brother. So, for example, I have some socks in here.
Yep.
You got a pack of toothbrushes in here.
Yep.
Right. So we got some toothpaste.
Yep.
Some soaps, some
body wash for the people.
Yep.
Some canned foods.
Yes, some canned foods in here as well. So just to give y'all some ideas of what.
And you got hurricane season coming up too.
Yep, absolutely. So we need to get on it.
Yeah.
Because hurricane season in Florida ain't no joke.
Oh, no, it's no joke.
Ain't no joke.
You lose your home, you ain't got nothing.
Absolutely.
You know.
So my brother Richard
from
the BarCast, my brother, this is our donation to you and your cause, man.
Right.
Just a drop in the bucket.
Hey,
but I give something.
One drop equals 10,000 and blessing.
Come on, man.
So,
and if we could have everybody dropping things in this bucket,
if you will eventually get a full bucket.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely right.
Oh yeah.
And by the way, for my people, if you're watching us from up in the Panhandle, this group might not be in your area, or if you
we were in Perry.
There you go. Oh, Perry, thank you for correcting me on that. Wherever you are when you watch this, if you can't give to this group, or please do give to this group, number one. But if you have a local group or a church or a community organization, please give to wherever you are. If you're watching us in Georgia or Seattle,
where you are,
wherever you are,
it don't matter where you are.
We want to support these wonderful people, but please support those who are in need, man. Because listen,
everybody's in need about right now.
Come on now,
That's it.
So, thank you, man. And Marcos, you said nothing this. Wow.
I don't think we gave him a chance.
We did.
We're gonna have to have
you guys are having a great conversation.
We're gonna have another show, and you have to sit over here.
I know. But listen, but fair. He already knew, man. I'll wrap it up with this. I will give you the last word here. But he already knew. I was so doggone excited. When I saw and I reached out to him, he already knew how excited I was. So that's why he's cool with it, man. We really want to support people, man, helping those who are in need, those who are less fortunate. So I am honored to have you here. I know you're so busy. And man, listen, if you're watching this, please support these people. They literally are doing God's work. So I will give you, sir, the last word, and you can take us on out.
Listen, you just reach out to OsceolaResponseTeam.org. We do search and rescue. We got hound dogs that are certified. We take care of elderly. We do house calls. We have the donations truck. We have the freezers. Anything and everything.
Is there a phone number? I'm sorry.
407-414-2660.
One more time.
407-414-2660. That's my phone number.
Oh, there you go.
I've had that number for 30 some years.
Right on.
So this is the real deal.
Right on.
Now, I have a chief, and I have other people at the offices where we have other numbers.
Yes.
But that's the real deal.
Right on, man.
I'm sitting right here. You got my number.
His number. The boss man.
Yep.
That's beautiful. Hurricane season is coming very soon, folks.
Yes.
These people are out here.
We'll be ready.
And
we'll be ready.
Supporting, blessing those who are in need. Yes. And we pray, of course, every year in Florida, we pray for a safe and minimal hurricane season, but we know that's not right. That's not always the case. My brother, I will let you take us out, and I do apologize for.
No, you're good. You're good. You go do your thing. As always, make sure to follow us on Facebook at the BarCast. Make sure to join our Patreon. That's how we continue to have this show at the Real BarCast on Patreon. Join our Twitter, the Real BarCast. Join our YouTube, the BarCast. We are everywhere, and we want to get this information out there to as many people as possible. If you join our Patreon, every dollar counts and definitely helps us make this bigger, better, and stronger.
Yes.
And as always, we will see you in a bit.
Peace.
Hey, everyone. This episode is brought to you by our amazing patrons, Bunny Lady, John Prairie, Leah Parsons, Nick Hedges, Jose Lopez, and Michael Lehman. Please go ahead and join our Patreon at patreon.com/BarCast so that you can join the league of amazing people that make this show possible. And we are back.
Yes.
We had a good conversation with Richard Herr just now from the Osceola Response Team. Are you busy over there?
See, there you go. Yeah, no, it was dope, man. I really enjoyed that conversation. And I just want to say real quick before we move on, please, if you are local, if you watch this,
check them out.
Yeah, please
check them out.
Well, please support, not check it. Don't just check them out. Please support, man.
You're right.
We want to support those less fortunate. Listen, there's an old saying that we used to always hear growing up in my community, maybe not yours, but we're all one paycheck away, man, from being there.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
That's true.
I never take the life I live for granted. I live a very fortunate life, just as you as well. And we're very blessed and fortunate, man. And these are people out here just trying to bless the people. So please do support the Osceola Response Team. They're on Facebook, probably X, I'm assuming, maybe Instagram. I really like watching their YouTube shorts. They're pretty good. So pretty entertaining. But with that being said, we'll move right along. And we appreciate Richard as well for coming through and having a conversation with us.
Yeah, there's actually, not only is there a lot of situations where Richard is helping out with the response team, a lot of disasters and stuff that are constantly going on, but there was recently an actual local disaster, semi-disaster. I'm not sure, it's not really a disaster. It's two people that were being stupid. But there was another shooting in Kissimmee.
Uh-oh.
So to kind of give you a background based on what we've heard, and this is from people that were here during
allegedly.
This is all hearsay, so we don't know exactly what happened. It's not an official source.
We say allegedly so we don't get sued.
Yeah.
So say it.
Allegedly.
There you go. All right. Allegedly.
So what had allegedly happened
there you go.
was that this past Monday here at Breeze, there were multiple bar fights. The bartender at one point decided that, you know what, it's too much, it's too hot. We're shutting it down. Shut down the bar.
Cinco de Mayo too.
Cinco de Mayo, yes.
That's what
Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. Two individuals decided to take their quorum and their discussion and their argument out to the parking lot about a block away over at the Sunrose station.
All right.
It got heated and then shots were fired. One person was grazed, I believe, in the forehead. The other person was shot. Nobody's dead, thank goodness. But it was another incident that doesn't help the current cause with the city attempting to change rules so that the downtown CRA area closes down early. This is, for me at least, and I'm kind of getting on my soapbox here, it creates more of an environment to force that change to happen, something that we, or at least me personally, has been fighting against. I don't think that it helps if we close businesses down early because of a few bad actors. I understand the line, one shooting is one too many, but this is it's becoming a bad habit, and I guess my thing is that rather than the city taking these rash decisions based on emotion, they kind of have to step back and look at it from a bigger picture. We in Kissimmee, and we've discussed this multiple times, I don't think necessarily that we have a shooting problem. Shootings have happened, but I don't think that that's the underlying issue here. I think we have a ghetto problem. Rather than the city trying to shut places down and change specific rules like Orlando has done, I think we need to start disincentivizing ghetto actors from coming to the city, figuring out a way that we don't attract those people. Because Orlando has taken even further steps than the city of Kissimmee is proposing. The city of Orlando has, and the county out there up north, has decided that, you know what, you're going to close down early. If you want to stay open, you have to have a permit. You have to pay X amount of money. You have to have a whole bunch of security. You have to have all these metal detectors. You have to have all this stuff. Places in Orlando have been closing down left and right, and they have been pointing specifically to those new rules that have made it so expensive for them to actually run their business that they just can't afford to stay open. I find that something like that happening here will turn Kissimmee back into the ghost town it was pre-2008, where there was nothing happening here. It was empty. And we have to ask ourselves, as a city, is that what we want? Do we want to just not have anything? And at that point, what's the point of having a downtown? You might as well just take the downtown moniker away and just Broadway's Broadway and call it a day. No, nothing happens here. It's just where the city government buildings are, and that's it. If we work together, I think that we can find better solutions than what the city is currently proposing. We've been working with Mayor Jackie Espinosa. She's eventually going to be coming on the show. We're going to be discussing this in a little bit more detail, but I just wanted to bring it up now. Allegedly, Jackie's coming. I wanted to bring it up now because it did just recently happen, and this has been a hot topic for a while now. The businesses don't want to close. I know that the owner of El Callejon, which is down the street, has mentioned that 70% of his business comes in during those hours that they're trying to close, and that he may not be able to stay open if they do that. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I don't have a copy of his books or his ledgers or anything like that. I don't have a copy of Ray's book, which is the owner of Breeze and the building where 1881 is. But I really do think that we have to kind of take those comments and take them somewhat seriously, because if people stop making money in downtown Kissimmee, you essentially create a system where there's no reason to be in downtown Kissimmee. So people will go elsewhere. Kissimmee will start going down this spiral where there's nothing here. You've been very quiet.
No, my brother, the last segment, the last segment I was engaged, perhaps overly engaged. No,
you're good.
No, I really enjoyed it. So now I'm giving you your time now.
No, we can have a discussion.
Okay, right. So we'll keep going.
Because I know that you have kind of a similar, I guess, opinion of downtown Kissimmee. That it is somewhat ghetto right now. It's getting this ghettoification, or I'm not sure. How would you define it?
So how would you
describe it?
Okay, so I would totally describe it that way. That's why I take my business to St. Cloud. And for those who follow the show, we had a St. Cloud county commissioner or city commissioner. Shout out
city commissioner
Kobe
Urban. Yep.
Shout out to great conversation. And I can say at least after that conversation, I have seen a difference in St. Cloud personally. So I take my business to St. Cloud now. Kissimmee is just not my speed, and it's just not where I am right now in this stage of my life. But with that being said, let's go back to what you were saying earlier, because you are really harping on business. Mm-hmm. And you spoke of one business owner saying 70% of their business comes between 12 and 2. I'm gonna save that particular comment on that one for a moment.
Don't save. Why are you saving it? Just say it.
Because I'm a professional. What I will say is I read a study in Norway where they did a study on the same exact thing, and the gist of it is that for every hour extended, right past that midnight hour. For those of you who don't know, 2:00 is the closing time. The city council is going to close bars at midnight.
Yep,
it's 2 hours. I'm used to going till 4, so this 2 a.m. thing is the same to me. It's the same. 12-2, it's the same to me personally. But anyway, so in this study in Norway, what they found was there was a 4.8 increase in violence per 100,000 people. So if you do the math and the equations, blah, 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 basically it came out to like a 16% increase of arrestable violence per hour. So there's different factors that come into that, but the gist of it is that the longer you serve people alcohol and things like that, the more increased the opportunity or the propensity, rather,
for violence,
violence or aggression.
Okay.
So, what I wanted to ask you was, because we've had this conversation for a while now. Now we're here in this moment in time, and I want to ask you, what is your goal? Very simple question. In this one specific topic, I won't say argument, but topic, what is your goal?
My goal for this specific issue is to have the city of Kissimmee focus on attracting the right kinds of crowds to the city rather than attempting to disincentivize growth and business.
Okay.
Because I think that's one of the main issues right now. The city has created a system where it's difficult to do a lot of things. I've actually spoken to a few developers that have purchased property in the city of Kissimmee.
Mm-hmm.
And
downtown specifically.
Downtown specifically.
Okay.
And I after having these conversations, I sent it yesterday. I texted Jackie and I sent her screenshots of conversations with people that are having difficult.
You are snitching in the streets, man.
What defines? I'm not really snitching as much as I'm bringing it to the city's attention that their rules are fucked up. Because this person is here's the thing. It's not because this developer is having problems with the city. Want to know what the problem is?
What's that?
They bought a dilapidated piece of property off of Main Street. They had one of two choices. They could either leave it the slum that it was, change absolutely nothing, rent the units as they were, and collect and call it a day. Maybe throw some paint on, do some landlord special garbage, and call it a day. And it would be it would have continued to be a ghetto unit, a ghetto building. Okay. He did not want to take that option. The other option he did was, let me remodel it. Let me make it look nice.
Okay.
What has that cost him?
Okay.
It cost him that now, because it's starting to look nicer, now the city's giving him a whole bunch of flack and telling him that he has to repave a whole parking lot, that he has to do X, Y, and Z, that he has to do this, that, and third.
I'm not following what that has to do with the issues.
I'm getting to that point.
Let's stop.
So
he's getting there. All right.
This person wanted to take a piece of dilapidated property, make it look nice, and make it better for the city that would have attracted a better crowd. But the city's made it difficult for him that any other person coming behind him may not make that same decision based on how difficult the city makes it, and will just keep it a ghetto, which will attract the same people that are causing these kinds of shootings.
Okay.
That's the point I'm trying to make. If we make it easier for people to make Kissimmee better, eventually that kind of crowd will not want to come here. That crowd doesn't go to Winter Park. Want to know why? Because Winter Park doesn't have that ghetto vibe. Okay.
Well, okay. Wow, that's a lot to unpack. Let's unpack this thing because I agree with you. All right. So here we go. Ooh, that's thunder. Wow, that was loud.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a big old storm coming around.
Is it? That's not what the app said. But
it's Florida. It says clear skies, and then 10 minutes later, it's a thunderstorm.
I digress. So here's my thing. So from what I have heard and understood and what we see, large apartment complexes. And I think we heard a hotel potentially
coming to Kissimmee.
Allegedly. Yeah. Right. Allegedly.
They're apparently working on bringing a hotel to the lakefront.
So for me, I have no issue with them closing early because we have to remember 12 to 2 in this particular case, 12 to 2. In Louisville, it would be 2 to 4. Other cities, 2 to 4 as well. But here, 12 to 2. Most businesses don't receive a bulk of their income or their payroll from 12 to 2. Now, there are certain joints that do, and I'm not going to speak on that because I think we all can understand how this thing's going to go down. But for me, it's on the businesses to do the best they can with customer service, overhead, drinks, food, customer service, entertainment, customer service, a lot of things that can be done to enhance a person's experience at your establishment in the said time. And so back to my original question, and you kind of flaked out on me, and I'm not going to let you do that.
How did I flake out on you?
Because I asked him, y'all heard me, what is your goal? For the longest time, I've heard you say, and the article that we read or shared, don't hurt businesses, right?
Yep.
So stand on it. If you're gonna say it, stand on it. My thing is, I'd love to see a business who's making a profit between 12 and 2. I would love to see it because it doesn't happen.
I wouldn't be able to answer that because I don't know what business they're making. But to
I can answer it, but go ahead.
To bring up, you brought up research about Norway and it being, I guess, more dangerous after 12.
No, that's not what I said.
Go ahead. People are more prone to violence after 12. 16%, I think you said, increase
per hour
that they're open. Miami-Dade. There are areas of Miami-Dade that are open 24 hours.
Sure.
So I looked into the Miami-Dade numbers.
We did that already. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Miami-Dade has a lower, I believe it was accidents due to drunk driving numbers than Osceola County does. But they're open 24 hours.
What are we talking about now?
So what I'm saying is that even though you can sell more,
we're not talking about drunk driving.
I know, but that's an aspect of this issue. That one of the reasons that the city has mentioned about closing down businesses is because of drunk drivers as well. Not only the violence, but that's one of the aspects.
Okay.
I'm not sure, or I don't know
clearly
what the numbers of violent crime is at a specific time in Kissimmee. And we can possibly ask the KPD or the Sheriff's Department to handle those numbers. And maybe we should. Well, I'll see if I can get those numbers.
Right.
See if we can get what violent crime.
But we're not but I'm not going to let you do this. We're not talking about Osceola County. We're not even talking about Kissimmee. We're talking about downtown Kissimmee.
Yes, you are right. You are. So the rules that they're trying to change is specific to the CRA, the downtown CRA, which basically, if I'm correct, it encompasses Broadway from John Young up through Main Street over to 190.
So the people not from here don't really understand, but it's relatively how many blocks? I mean, square blocks.
So a few blocks.
Fair enough, right? So,
yeah.
So let's don't bring
a big piece of.
Don't bring the.
It encompasses the lakefront. It encompasses
the crazies of Osceola County. Don't bring those folks into this because there's enough crazy here already. But I'll go back to my original question. Yeah. What for the people, not just you, for the people who don't want to see it close, the businesses. Because the article that we read spoke about something about like businesses not being affected. From 12 to 2, foot traffic decreases. That's a fact. Unless it's a dope spot. Just be real about it.
Yeah.
And to my knowledge, I don't think there are any around here. But even if there are, whatever. But a general, regular place that serves alcohol and perhaps food, the last 2 hours, your foot traffic decreases. It's a fact. Anywhere in the world, well, again, except for, what I just said, dope spot.
Well, I think though foot traffic decreases, consumption doesn't necessarily decrease.
And that's the problem, though.
Because just because people aren't walking
you realize you're about to make my argument for me, but go ahead.
Just because people aren't walking in doesn't mean that the people that are already there won't continue to consume.
And now you're making my argument for me.
Okay, so what's your argument?
Because the whole study from Norway said for every extended hour, there's a 16% increase of aggression or violence. What's happening in those extended hours? You're serving people who you've served previously. You're continuing to serve them alcohol. And that's a whole different legal thing, a whole different conversation. If they get in their car and they get drunk and if, they hurt someone, kill someone, blah, 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 right? That's a whole different conversation, but it plays into exactly what I'm saying. Bar A has 100 people in, say, 6 hours. Bar B has 500 people in 6 hours. Bar C has 1,000 people in 6 hours. Probably that Miami club you're talking about that I think we've all been to once or twice. If you close down those hours, who's going to be most affected? 1, 5, or 1,000?
1,000, I'm assuming, because I have
the most affected will be the one. Think about it. The most affected will be the one who's selling the least amount of people.
Because they have the lower profit margin.
There you go. So they're the ones that have to serve, as you just said, the people that are already there more and more and more and more. Hence, back to the study of people being intoxicated, now the propensity for violence significantly increases not significantly, but it does increase relatively, right? Per hour open. So 2 hours would put you at 32%, right? So we have to take this stuff into consideration, man. You want to do business? I'm not against the businesses. We're right on time.
We got another like 5 minutes.
All right, perfect. Because you're looking at the time. So I'm and I love my time. I love to be on time, unlike some people. Well, that's a lot because I'm always late for everything. I'm on CP time. But anyway,
jeez,
right? But the smaller bars have to serve the same people more and more and more to meet those profit margins, rather, right? So I'm with you, but I believe when these other apartments are built, allegedly a hotel coming, you just have to increase the experience for people. I read this article of a man who could tell bar owners how to increase their profit margins significantly. He never was ever in the hospitality industry. You know what he was?
What?
He was a private investigator, hired to find bar theft or bartender theft, things of that nature. And one of the things that he highlighted was, besides bartender theft, overpouring, which I love overpouring, so I disagree with him on that.
As a customer, yeah.
I
love
love
bar owner,
overpouring.
hell no.
Right. He also spoke of people pouring top shelf liquor and not charging for it. But the other thing he spoke about was customer service, the experience. It's so important. And I don't need to be a private investigator to know that I'll never go back to anywhere if the customer service
is trash.
Exactly. I've always put it on the voters, and I'll let you have the last word. Give me 30 seconds. I'll let you have the last word. I've always put it on the voters to hold public servants accountable with their BS, if it is BS. The same way I put it on those who own bars and manage bars. The onus is on you to make this experience so great for me, the consumer, that whether you close at midnight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you don't close at all, I continue to come back. That's what I have to say about that, good sir. Last word is yours, my brother.
So in downtown Orlando, there were plenty of bars that had been open for long times. Ember was one of them. One Up was one of them. One Up was one for a few years. There were a lot of bars that people enjoyed the experience. I used to frequent One Up because it was a video game 80s bar. I used to love my video games. Used to go there, play arcade games, have a drink after work when I worked in Orlando then. Ember was a really good hangout spot after work as well. Those places no longer exist. And it's not because they weren't giving good customer service. It's because any restaurant and bar has a very, very razor thin profit margin, no matter how good you do. And when you add $5, $10, $15,000 worth of unnecessary security and all of this other stuff just because there was one person that was being a belligerent piece of garbage. It puts them out of business. So I want to hear from you guys. I want to know who made a compelling argument. Do you have a different argument? Do you have a different opinion? Let us know. Put it in the comments. And as always, make sure you reach out to us on Facebook at the BarCast, on Patreon. As always, this is how we continue to have a good show, build up, do more. You can join Patreon for free right now. Go ahead and join Patreon for free. And if you like the show, then give us a few bucks. Check us out on Twitter at The Real BarCast. Check us out on Instagram at The BarCast. Facebook at The BarCast. Did I miss one? That was it, right? I said X. I said Twitter. No, it's X.
Damn.
At The Real BarCast. And as always, we love you guys. You guys are the best. We will see you guys later.
Peace.